My girl is red hot. Your girl is good.
Hello everyone and welcome to our podcast. Today we're super excited to talk about a really cool AI generated music video called Zun da Mon 3 Baka Trio, 3 Fool Cats. That's right, I'm so happy to chat about this fun video that features the Vocaloid character Zun da Mon performing the classic song. Alright, let's dig into a real rock and roll classic, that fiery anthem, Red Hot. Now, the version you've probably known and loved, that's really only half the story. This song has a secret history that's, well, it's gonna change the way you hear it forever. So, just think about this for a second. What if the very song that helps define the raw, wild energy of rockabilly actually started out as something completely different? Well, that's the mystery we're gonna unravel today. You see, the journey of Red Hot is more than just the story of one song. It's really a window into the birth of rock and roll itself. And to get it, we have to start where most people think this whole thing begins. I mean, when you hear that driving guitar and that raw, frantic energy, you immediately think 1950s rockabilly, right? Of course you do. It's the version that Billy Lee Riley made famous, a real cornerstone of that classic Sun record sound. But that's not where the story really starts. That's right. 2 years before the version we all know, Red Hot was written and recorded as a straight-up rhythm and blues track by the amazing Billy the Kid Emerson. And that one little fact, well, it changes the entire story. But wait, it gets even crazier. Because an R&B track, that's not even the song's true starting point. The real origin is so much more unexpected, something you'd probably never guess. Get this, it's almost unbelievable, but Billy Emerson got the idea for this super cool bluesy track from a high school cheer. He literally heard a group of students chanting, "Our team is red hot," and the light bulb went off. From a football field to a legendary recording studio, I mean, you just can't make this stuff up. So, picture this. It's May 31st, 1955, at the one and only Sun Records in Memphis. And the guy behind the glass? None other than Sam Phillips, the producer who was pretty much inventing rock and roll as he went. They laid down a few different takes, and one of those original versions is still locked away in the Sun vaults to this day. So what did that original R&B version even sound like? Well, the band's lineup tells you everything you need to know. You've got Emerson on vocals and piano, sure, but the sound was really driven by 2 big, powerful tenor saxophones. This was no stripped-down rockabilly trio. This was a full-on R&B powerhouse. Okay, now let's jump forward 2 years. It's 1957. The song goes back into the studio, but this time it's about to be completely reborn. This is the moment Red Hot becomes the classic we all know. And when I say reborn, I mean the transformation was total. The genre flipped from R&B to rockabilly. The main instrument swapped from a smooth saxophone and piano to a blistering, in-your-face electric guitar. The whole feel just changed from this rhythmic, kind of cool groove to something raw, driving, and completely wild. And this was the crew that made it happen, a much leaner, meaner machine. Billy Riley was on vocals, of course, but the real magic was what they called the telepathic cohesion between Roland James on that lead guitar and James M. Benin on the drums. So how in the world did they do it? What were the specific studio tricks and musical innovations that turned a cool R&B tune into a rockabilly monster? Well, my friends, that's the magic of Sun Records. Okay, this is seriously one of my favorite little bits of music history. To get that unique, punchy drum sound, James Van Eden used an old drummer's trick. He literally put his wallet on the snare drum. This completely deadened the ring and created this incredibly tight, focused rhythm that became a signature sound for rockabilly. And then there was the guitar. Oh man, Roland James' solo was so wild, so out of left field for the time that it made people stop and question what they were even listening to. It was aggressive, it was innovative, and it just shoved the electric guitar right to the front and center of the sound. So, what's so important to get here is that they weren't just covering a song. They took the solid bones of an R&B track and then fused it with this explosive, raw guitar energy and totally new rhythms. And in doing that, right there in that studio, they were helping to invent an entirely new genre, rockabilly. So, with a track this killer, this groundbreaking, it must have been a massive hit, right? It had to have shot straight to #1. Well, that's the final twist in this whole story. 37,000. That's it. By the end of 1957, Red Hot had sold just 37,000 copies. Apparently, Billy Lee Riley was furious. For a song that would become so incredibly influential, its start was, let's just say, a huge disappointment. But, a song with that much power, that much raw spirit, it just doesn't go away. Despite those low sales, its influence couldn't be denied. Over the decades, its reputation just grew and grew, becoming a must-cover for rock bands everywhere and cementing its rightful place in music history. The journey of Red Hot, from a high school cheer to an R&B jam to a rockabilly anthem, it's just a perfect reminder that so much of music history has these hidden layers. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? How many other classic songs are out there just waiting for us to uncover their secret origins? It's not perfect, nothing is. People did notice a few little things. Animating hands and fingers playing instruments, that's super hard for AI right now. So you might spot a few weird finger movements here and there, but honestly, the consensus is pretty clear. Who cares? It's just so much fun to watch. And that's really the magic of it. This isn't a case of one culture taking over the other. They actually make each other better. The wild energy of rockabilly gives these cute characters a cool new edge, and their charm brings a fresh, fun vibe to the music. It's a perfect match. Ultimately, that's what's so special about this whole project. It's using futuristic technology to look back at the past with a lot of love. It feels nostalgic and brand new at the exact same time. It's almost like using a time machine to go back and remix history. So, it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? If AI can bring 150s American rock and modern Japanese cuteness together this well, what's next? What other crazy, impossible sounding mashups are just waiting to be created? The possibilities are just getting started, and it's gonna be wild. Yes, thanks everyone. See you next time for more exciting topics. Bye-bye!